Hi everyone, this is Space Toad and welcome to this new BuildCraft video. This video is going to be about this version of BuildCraft that a lot of you are expecting, which is BuildCraft 3.1.0 and which has just been released. So this is actually going to be a tutorial. This is still very alpha. There is a couple of bugs that you may encounter while trying it out. If that's the case, feel free to report them on the BuildCraft forum so that they can be fixed along the way. But without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so this is a world that I created beforehand, and before actually diving into the new cool blueprints things, I would like to introduce you to some minor enhancements that are of interest in BuildCraft. The first one concerns refineries. So you may have had the bug in BuildCraft 2x or even 3.0 that it's possible to put fuel into a refinery, like so. See? And that does not make quite sense because at the moment the only thing that you can actually put into a refinery and use to refine is oil, and you won't do anything out of fuel, and then you cannot remove that fuel from the refinery, so that's very annoying. However, in future there will be other recipes there, and actually modders have actually requested APIs to be able to add new recipes to refineries. So by the way, this API enhancement is implemented into BuildCraft 3.1.0. So to work around that problem and avoid this, there is now an interface into refineries, and I've got bucket, so that's good. If I open the refinery, I have now this interface. Let's get rid of too many items for a while, which is called refinery setup. And here, as you can see, at the moment nothing is specified, but I can take my oil bucket and say in this slot I want oil only. And I can see automatically that this is the recipe for fuel. So in the current setup, here only the right slot will accept something which is going to be oil, and the left one is going to refuse anything. And indeed, if I try to add fuel to the system, it's being refused. However, if I add oil, it's going to fuel. It's going to fill one of the two slots. And for this very recipe, it's fine to use both slots with oil. So I can right-click on it, take my bucket again, and click here and say actually both slots accept oil, which, as you can see, fills the entire refinery. So that's enhancement number one, and again, you can expect modders to take advantage of these new features and add their own recipes. Let's carry on. The other thing that was implemented was another requested features on the forums, which is a special kind of pipe able to place an object in front of it. This is called the stripes pipe in BuildCraft 3.1.0. So how to craft such a pipe? You need yellow dye, you need ink sac, that stands for black dye, and a piece of glass. And if you place the glass in the middle, and then the black on the left and the yellow on the right, that create 8 pieces of stripes transport pipes. Now the question is, what can we do with that, and how can we use it? Well, quite simply, let's get rid of this thing. Quite simply, if you place a block, let's actually get rid of this, on the pipe, or more specifically, if a block traverses the pipe and gets out of it, it's going to be placed in front of the pipe, like so. Now if you apply power to the same pipe, like so, it's going to extract the block in front of it and put it back in the system. So why would you want to do that, you may ask? Well, let's say I want to create some kind of an automatic width system. The other property of this pipe is that they are actually going to use the object that passed through them. So when it's a block, it's placing the block in front of them. But if I place a who, as you can see, it's tiled the field, and I can now send seeds through the pipe, which are going to be planted by this pipe. And now if I use like bone meal and I use the extraction again, I'm going to extract and to get what was in front of it. And there's nothing here because I actually don't know how to use this kind of seed, and I'm very ashamed of myself right now, but let's use the regular one. This one I know how to use. I'm pressing bone meal again. Now this creates wheat that I can extract with the system. So that's stripes pipe. The last features that I wanted to show is, before I go to the blueprints, is the structure pipe. So to craft a structure pipe, I need cobblestone, and just get rid of too many items again, and gravel. And let's take some of this pipe over here to demonstrate further things. And actually, oh, I've got the cobblestone. Yeah. Okay, so if I place cobblestone and gravel, I can craft what we call cobblestone structure pipes, which are here to carry the structure of a system or a building. So what does that mean? Well, let's have a look and actually get rid of these things that are of no use to me at the moment. We'll go back to that in a minute. Is that on these pipes, actually I just wanted to have this wire here. I can place wire. They don't actually transport anything, and I can apply gates. So this is really just to carry around the signal or the mechanism, the automatism, if there is nothing to actually transport in the pipe. The other interesting properties of these pipes is that they have the ability to connect the wire coming from other kind of pipe. And let's see an example here. Let's say I've got a few waterproof pipes here, and then a few transport pipes next to it, like so. And I want to transfer wire from the transport pipe to the waterproof pipe. Now, I can't do that easily just using these pipes because, as you can see, they don't connect and there's no wire connection here. However, if I use the transport pipe, I'm actually going to need an additional one. I'm sorry, if I use the structure pipe, like so, I'm going to be able to place the wire, which is then connected from these two pipe. So this is a nice and easy way to transfer and carry wire over pipes that cannot be otherwise directly connected. Okay, so that's it with the minor enhancements of BuildCraft. Let's now have a look at the major things, which is the blueprints. I'm going to come here and crafting the first thing that I'm going to need. Let's say what I want to do here. I have created this interesting setup, which is a refinery connected to 4 engines underneath, which are going to provide power, and then I've got a system extracting oil from a tank and then putting the resulting fuel in that second tank. And I quite like this setup. Now I would like to be able to reproduce that, and as you can see, it's quite complex. There is a lot of different items. There is engines, wood, pipes, and so on and so forth. What I'm going to do is record this into a blueprint. Let's get there again. Here we go. So to record that into a blueprint, first of all, what I'm going to need is to place what is now called an architect table. That's the previously named template drawing table. And I'm going to need to surround this block by these markers here. So let's do that. Actually, very good. Okay. So this is just using the regular BuildCraft system. There's nothing new here, and I actually need to place a marker above to create a 3-dimension area. Here we go, and I'm placing the drawing table here, which selects the area. And I'm actually not interested to rain. Let's set sunrise again. Okay. Now that this is done, what I need is a blueprint. So to craft a blueprint is quite simple. You need paper, quite a lot of paper actually, and lapis. Now crafting a blueprint just requires to have 8 pieces of paper surrounding 1 piece of lapis. And this creates a blank blueprint. Now, as you may recall from the preview video, all I've got to do now is to go into this interface here, name the blueprint, let's say Advanced Refinery. I don't know. And then place the blueprint in the input slot, wait for it to be written, and then get the resulting blueprint here. Now, in order to use this thing, I'm going to need a builder. Again, the builder is the good old builder from previous version of BuildCraft. Nothing has changed. It's not more expensive, it's not more complicated to craft. I'm just going to decide where I want it. So let's say I want it here. I'm placing the builder on the ground. Then I'm placing the refinery, well, the blueprint here, and automatically I know what I need to craft this or to build that construction. Here I need like a lot of cobblestone, some planks, some tanks, etc, etc, etc. What I'll do next is to connect this to this power input system over there, which I set up previously. And let me grab some power pipes. Okay. And now I'm going to be able to send power to craft the actual refinery. Now, I am right now in survival, so I need to actually put the material here to make the builder work, which is to say I need to place redstone engines, steam engines, waterproof pipes, etc., etc. And I need power. So for the power part, I have this power plant here, which is actually coming from another blueprint. I'm just going to activate this power plant. Here we go. So now I got enough power, but I still need to provide materials. Now, because this is a tutorial and because I don't want to take the time to do all of this right now, I am going to switch modes. And I'm going to move to creative. Now in creative, you don't have to provide materials to the builders. They are added automatically. As you can see here, the little robot has started to build already and is going to recreate the refinery over there. Just like that. Nice. And now it's done. Let's move back to survival. Okay, so that was blueprints, and as you can see, it can be randomly complicated. Most of BuildCraft blocks are supported. To my knowledge, to the best of my knowledge, they are all supported at the moment, although as I said earlier, there is highly likely to be bugs. Same thing for vanilla blocks. Most vanilla blocks are supported except those that I forgot. With regards to other mods, as a lot of people have asked the question, there is quite an extensive API provided with BuildCraft for modders to provide support in blueprints. So simple blocks are going to be supported out of the box. More complex block may be a little bit more involved and require some modding, but things should be very easily reachable here. Let's carry on. Now that I've got this nice blueprint, I would like to actually keep it. And let me get it again from here. I would like to keep it and being able to save it for other worlds or to share it with my friend, etc., etc. So what I'm going to do is to create a blueprint library. Let me get rid of some of the stuff that are useless here. I can safely say that I won't need any of this. Now to craft a blueprint library, I need bookshelves and a few blank blueprints. Let's see. That should do it. And I am placing the bookshelf in the center of the crafting table, and then blank blueprints all around it. And this allows me to create this blueprint library block. And I just have to place it on the ground, and as you can see, this opens this nice interface which gives me access to all of the blueprints that are currently installed in my BuildCraft installation and that I either have stored from previous games or that I installed from the internet. Like you can see that there is the slab factory coming from the preview. There is the power plant, which is actually the plant that you saw quickly earlier. Some auto farming field that I'm going to introduce later on. the railroad section from the preview, etc., etc., etc. Now things are not added automatically here when I craft them, when I create them from within the game. I have to say from the library that I actually want to store the blueprint for further use. So I'm going to take the advanced refinery here, place it here, and let the blueprint write the contents. And as you can see, advanced refinery has been added to the blueprints that are available in the game. In a similar way, I'm going to be able to extract something. So let's actually extract this slab factory again, coming from the preview. And if I get any of these blueprints, I can override it. So it would work either for a blank blueprint or for an already written blueprint. And here I've extracted the slab factory, which I'm then going to be able to use as the input of a builder, just as I did with the advanced refineries. But let's carry on, because we've just seen half of the possibilities of the builder, and I really want to show the other half. I'm going to use a new block here, which is called pathmark. So pathmark are used to mark path on the ground. And to do that, it's very easy. I can just right click to place one on the ground, anywhere, and then move further away, place another one, activate it, and wait for it to find the previous one, which may take some time if they are far away. Okay, here we go. So I placed a second one here, and let's carry on. I can basically place as many as I want, and I can move directions like so. Now, what you can do with these path markers at the moment is to build things around the path. And what I'm going to do here is to actually build fortification following that path. It's initially intended to build road, but it's going to repeat any pattern that you had. And in here, I want to do something a little bit more complicated than the road that I presented in the preview. And I want to create a wall, and this is a wall section, and it's night again. There we go. So I am taking one of my blueprints. I decided to override it. So here we go. Now I've got a blueprint with the castle wall that I defined here, and I'm placing my builder here, and you can see that this red laser has been replaced by the stripes. I'm going to place the blueprints in the builder, and you can see the needed materials for the first section of the path. And again, I'm going to need some power, so just getting power from this plant, this power plant over there. Okay. And again, since this is a tutorial, I'm going to use the creative mode. Here we go. And you can see that it starts to build already. So let's have a look at what happens here and wait for it to do its thing. So as you can see, this is actually going down, and the builder is going to be able to follow the direction and place the wall blocks down when needed to be as close as possible to the path that I've defined. Now, there is going to be something interesting that is going to happen pretty soon over there, is that I actually changed directions. I was going straight, and then I decided to go right. Now, what's going to happen with this building system? Well, let's wait and see. Okay, so to start with, there was a small angle, so it just placed the wall a little bit off on the right, and now there is a stronger angle, and the automatic building system was able to turn around and place the block properly facing the main direction. So obviously, as you can see, this might require quite a bit of practice to place correctly the path marker depending on the actual shape that you want to do. And here, for example, there is a little error as this thing is not directly connected to this path here. Here I might want to build a tower, so to remove this extra structure and build a tower instead. But the builder is going to be able to do basic thing very efficiently and then leave you with the final details. So that's basically it with this release. I just wanted to show you something a little bit more elaborated that you can do with this mechanism. Right here, for example, I've got some more ambitious constructions. We've got another of these factories which is being cooled down with all of these water pipes here. And as you can see here, if I manage to load everything, let's help it a little bit. Here we go. There is this set of 5 pipes that goes all the way through the desert and ends up in some water providing area. This was placed here using a path mark system. Over there I've got some automatic wheat factory which places seeds using the pipes, the stripes pipe that I introduced, and whenever I want it, extract the wheat from the seeds using this engine here and this other stripe pipe. This was made through a blueprint again that was placed next to a path marker where I decided to do a whole bunch of this thing, one next to the other. This blueprint, by the way, will be available as part of the release of BuildCraft. And I think we're done. Thanks a lot for having watched the video. That was the tutorial for BuildCraft 3.10, and this is still single player, unfortunately, because there is quite a lot of work to fix every issue in single player mode before moving to SMP, but be assured that definitely in the plans, that's definitely in the pipeline, and that's going to be done right after this version is stabilized. I hope to talk to you soon. Bye bye.